You know the problem with India? When billionaires stop working, they're called visionaries. When politicians skip work, they are on official duty. But when 25 crore workers stop for a day, they are called anti-national. This Bharat Bandh isn't just another strike. It's not about blocking roads or breaking things. It's about breaking silence. Because behind every ATM that runs, every train that moves, every parcel that reaches your doorstep on time, there's a worker. And right now, that worker is angry. Because job security is a joke, pensions are disappearing, and protesting your own exploitation now requires a 14-day notice. This isn't about left or right. This isn't about who's getting left behind. And trust me, if you think this doesn't affect you, then you have probably never stood in a line at a government hospital or waited for your salary on the 5th and got it on 25th. Let's talk about Bharat Bandh and why, when the workers stop, the country stutters. Good evening and welcome to tonight's headliner. Tonight, we talk about Bharat Bandh, so massive that it makes the usual Bandh jokes irrelevant. Because this isn't about a handful of people burning tires on the highway, this is about 25 crore Indians. Yes, 250 million people hitting the brakes. And if that number didn't register, let me put it in the other way. That is more than the population of Pakistan, France, and Australia combined. So in case you're sitting in your AC office scrolling through this and wondering why are there delays in my career or why has my check not cleared yet, congrats. You're witnessing what happens when India's real economy decides to take a day off. This isn't a rally by just one sector. We're talking about coal workers, bank employees, postal staff, insurance agents, highway contractors, public transport drivers, and even those poor souls still working at the India Post in 2025. All uniting under 10 central trade unions, including the INTUC, the AITUC, the CITU, and SEWA. Even farmer unions like Samyukt Kisan Morcha have jumped in. But why now? Because they have had enough of reforms that only benefit people who already have 3 luxury cars and a Swiss bank account. The government keeps calling them labor-friendly policies under the new labor codes. The workers, however, are calling them out for what they are, a systematic stripping of rights disguised as ease of doing business. Remember when the government passed 4 shiny new laws or codes between 2019 and 2020? The Code on Wages, Industrial Relations Code, Social Security Code, Occupational Safety, Health and Working Conditions Code. They were supposed to consolidate 29 labor laws into 4 simplified versions. Sounds like a spring cleaning, right? Except they didn't throw out the garbage. They threw out the protections. Now, under the Industrial Relations Code, workers now need to give a 14 days notice before going on strike. Yes, you have to schedule your frustration like a Zoom call. Wild, right? Spontaneously taking a day to do a Bharat Bandh is anti-national now. A social security code promises benefits for all, including gig workers, but here's the catch. Most of these promises are not yet implemented. It's like saying you have ordered pizza, but the oven isn't plugged in. And under the wages code, companies now have even more leeway in breaking down your salary components, making it even harder for workers to calculate their provident fund or maybe their bonus. Basically, math class just became a company policy. Let's not talk theory much. On paper, these laws sound like a TED talk. In real life, they are closer to a horror story. Job security? Gone. Employers have a greater power in firing workers without government approval, especially in companies with fewer than maybe say 100 workers. And to our surprise, most Indian firms fall into that category. Unions crippled. The new rules make forming a union about as hard as getting a visa from us. Want to protest? Sure. Just give notice, file paperwork, pray the employer doesn't retaliate, and maybe maybe you'll be allowed to chat. Even safety has taken a backseat. Now, this is the most important thing why these people are protesting. The new occupational safety code lets smaller units self-regulate. Because what could go wrong with letting companies monitor their own safety violations? Now, the winners here are obvious: corporates, especially the large multi-million-dollar companies who have a friendly, not from the government corridors, labor flexibility, cheaper contracts, cheaper contractors, fewer strikes, no legal hurdles. Meanwhile, losers, that would be 92% of India's workforce that is informal, contract-based or self-employed. The people who built your office, laid your internet cable, delivered your food, cleaned your hospitals and still cannot afford a pair of shoes without skipping a meal. Over 25 crore workers are participating in this Bharat Bandh. 10 national trade unions have backed it, covering all the states, all the industries. Now, as per ILO and NSSO data, 90 to 92% of India's workforce is informal, which means no job security, no PF, no pension, and no protection. Industrial disputes have seen a rise, while actual resolution rates have dropped drastically in last 25 years. The government hasn't conveyed the Indian Labour Conference, the highest body since 2015. That's a 10-year nap on labor rights. Well, they are monitoring the situation. Of course, they are. What else can they say? Sorry, we sold your rights to the global investors? They call it Atmanirbhar Bharat. But try being self-reliant when your salary hasn't come in 3 months and your employee just converted you into a consultant. Let's be real. The only thing Atmanirbhar right now is their PR team. You might think that this doesn't affect you. Maybe you work in a swanky office, you code for a startup with a foosball table and 3 animal milk latte. But let me remind you, the moment that courier doesn't come, the moment the metro doesn't run, the garbage doesn't get picked up, and the ATM doesn't have cash, you'll realize who actually keeps India running. Not Nifty, not Sensex, not your unicorn startup, not your boss, but the worker. This isn't about political parties. This isn't about capitalism versus socialism. This is about basic human dignity. A job should come with security. A worker should be able to protest. A government should listen before millions have to scream. Today, India's workers are screaming. And if we don't hear them, then maybe, just maybe, it's not a Bharat Bandh anymore. It's a Bharat breakdown. Good night. And for once, wake up.